Just watch your step, McGurk. Take it from me. This place here changes a man.
Oh, yeah? In what way?
I used to be white. I was a drummer for the Osmonds.
Screw with me. He'll make you feel pain like you never felt before.
I know. I remember the Osmonds.
I don't know no better, so let's blame the weather. 'Cause I got no care when I hit my groove. 'Cause I got no care when I hit my groove. Well, my music's rolling, I'm moving to that kick and swing, and I put Zeppelin on when I feel the blues. I put Zeppelin on when
How well can you hear it?
I don't notice it at all.
Really?
Unless I'm like kind of drunk and like really self-conscious about it.
I'm watching your tongue like a hawk now.
I know,
Dude,
yeah.
I can't help it. I'm just
No, it's all
zeroing in on
good.
it.
Now you know how I feel all the time. Alrighty. On my right.
Oh, we were recording that. Oh, lovely. Mitchell Versey at Mitchell Versey on all the platforms. At Versey Triples on the rest. Over 1 million on TikTok. We're at 1,000,001 now. We're fucking crushing the game.
Damn.
Let's go.
I love it when he got 1 million followers. Then he was proud to plug that Versey triplet.
Yeah. We don't need them until then.
Alrighty, on my left.
This is Luke Allen at Uncle Luke 2 on Instagram, live from the 405
Director
podcast.
of Debo's last
That's right.
piece.
Yes.
Yeah,
Politically
we gotta
Incorrect
promote
Batman.
that.
Yeah.
Politically Incorrect Batman. That can be found on your platform.
Weird Fellas, YouTube Weird Fellas, one word.
It killed Debo, I heard.
No.
It
Heart
did
disease.
not, actually.
That's why I waited until the coroner's report came out.
Well,
and then
hang
released it.
on. We're going to get into that.
Okay.
All right, and our special guest today. I've known of this man for a long time, and then I actually got to meet him, and I thought he was a delightful guy. I was like, and then
thanks,
I saw
buddy.
him, and then I was like, and he's funny. So, yeah, it's perfect. So, our guest today, Mr. Channing Apodaca, everybody.
How's it going? Hey, thanks. Wow.
What's
Pound
your
the
social
pavement.
media, brother?
On Instagram at the other Channing and Twitter at other Channing because they'll cap your what do you call that? Your letters.
Oh, shit.
Damn.
Yeah, even on the username.
Wow.
What do you call that? Your
Racism.
Handle.
handle, yeah.
It sucks.
So, first things first, we're going to be a little subdued today. It was a very gloomy day in LA.
It was.
It
In
was
more
nice
ways
and
than-
gloomy.
And one, I stepped out and I was like, Luke has a line that I always say. I always go, oh, fucking Dracula's castle in this motherfucker today.
That's what it looks like.
And then I was with somebody and he's like, what does that mean? I don't know what the fuck that means. And I go, Dracula's castle. It's dreary. It's dark. And he goes, like the Bela Lugosi Dracula?
Who
And I
is
go,
this guy? I hate him.
Yeah. And he's
Use
like,
the context clues, fuckface.
And he's like, I never even watched those. And I go, but you know who Bela Lugosi is? And he's like, yeah. And
that's
I go,
everyone-
Then shut the fuck up.
Yeah. That's everyone in LA. They all have to have that like specific like just work with
Just
me.
deconstruct any
Yeah,
kind of
stop driving
reference
through the
or
mud.
joke.
Just say yeah, motherfucker.
Yeah, even if you don't like it.
Yeah.
I'm going to start walking around going, man, it's Bram Stoker's Dracula out here.
Awful.
So first things first, Tommy, is it Tommy or Tiny? What does he go by?
His real name's Tommy. His showbiz name is Tiny.
Okay.
I think he got that like at the gym.
But in real life, he's real big. Fucking, anyways, we did a sketch.
Don't
with,
say skit.
That's what I
Do
always
one,
I always- I
do one
say
of your little
sketch.
skits for me.
No, I always say
What is it, a
sketch
track
'cause
on an
that's what I got
Eminem
from
album?
Live from the 405. It was a deep cut for our live from the 405 fans. For our crossover.
Crossover
But
audience.
yeah, big crossover. All three people.
We're gonna be some fucking cunts this episode. I could just
It's a
already
bad mood
feel
rising.
it.
Well, I think all of you are hungover, right?
No, I'm not hungover.
Oh.
I
I'm
am.
just angry. I was gonna say.
I'm a little bit.
Anyway, so we filmed this sketch with Debo, for lack of a better name.
From Friday, I'm guessing.
Yes.
He legally changed his name to Debo. He made his middle name Debo. I swear to God.
Really?
I'm not kidding. Look at the TMZ. I was like, holy shit.
It's a good business move.
What if Ice Cube changed his middle name to Craig?
Yeah.
He's like, come on, guys, the whole cast is doing it.
That's a good point.
The thing I remember about that fucking shoot was we had I was out getting props for it and shit like that.
Thanks.
And I was like, do we need, what do we need this? Do we need that? And it's just funny when you're out shopping for props because it's like, all right, I have a wooden wrench, but I can't find a fake knife, but there's plenty of fake dog shit. And it's like, oh, fuck, all right. Well, how much have we got for fake dog shit? It's just I don't know. Our budget's very limited.
Yeah, we'll use it somehow.
What if we used real shit and we just bought the fake knife?
Don't give me any ideas. It's already what they're watching, so.
So, anyways, I remember we were all kind of excited because oh, fuck, Debo's gonna be here. This is very interesting. And then he pulls in, right?
Yeah.
And he sits in his car.
He's got his car for 45 minutes. And he's fucking our whole schedule up. We're like, oh my, what's he doing? None of us wanted to go out there and bother him.
That was the thing. Was all of us were still it was like the neighborhood of Friday. We were like, don't.
What kind of car was it?
It was nice, dude. It was like $100,000 car. I can't remember what it was.
Really?
It was like an XJX 5000.
So I walk in and I see a nice dress shirt laid out and a couple ties. And I was like, oh, okay, so that's Debo's attire. All right, that makes sense. And I'm just kind of standing there and I'm waiting. I wasn't going to be in the fucking sketch, so I was just like, all right, yeah, I'm just hanging out. This is cool. Hanging out with my friends. And then Luke comes up and he's got his headphones on and he goes, okay, well, he's not going to wear the costume, so let's just make the best of this, okay?
Yeah, he was supposed to play a cop. And his manager goes, he doesn't know. She goes, what do you want him to wear? I was just business casual, like a detective. And she goes, he doesn't have any dress shirts or ties. And I was like, oh, no, she goes, he doesn't have any ties. He's got one dress shirt. And I was like, okay, I'll bring a bunch of ties. And then he comes in, he's just got a tracksuit on. Which, if you go to his Instagram, he's got that suit on in every picture for the last year. He never takes
tracksuit?
Yeah. And with a beer, drinking a beer in the scene. I'm like, I guess he's undercover then. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was great.
So, next thing you know, he's getting his head shaved. He's in makeup, which all you can hear is and I'm like, oh my God, Debo's in there. And we're all just kind of nobody wants to say anything, but then we all came as a team, hi, we just wanted to introduce ourselves. You're big.
Yeah, we had to wait for the right moment because he didn't walk in hey. He just kind of walked in and went right into makeup and didn't really say hi. And we're I don't know. I guess we'll just play this by minute to minute here and see what the fuck happens.
Where'd you guys shoot this?
At my work.
Where's that? Target?
Out in Marina. No. I work at it's almost kind of like a warehousey kind of thing with all kinds of camera equipment and shit.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So it's an actual proper play. I just heard hair and makeup. So you guys had.
Oh yeah. I just made a little.
I was picturing Debo in somebody's fucking apartment bathroom.
No.
Just ducking his head through the doorway.
No, it was quasi professional. But then he falls asleep in the fucking makeup chair. He's 40 minutes in his car and then falls asleep for 20 minutes in the chair. And we're all I'm not waking up Debo. He's gonna wake up and fucking punch me in the face or something.
And that was it. All of us took turns walking in, going around the corner, and just seeing him
coughing loudly and shit. Yeah. Fucking out.
Fucking big ass hand hanging out of the chair.
Yeah.
Fucking.
So how long after you guys wrapped did it take for him to die?
3 weeks.
Damn.
Yeah. Yep.
Dude.
Yeah, and it was. He had no one told us any of this. He'd had COVID earlier in the year, and but he was all beat up because he's done steroids and shit his whole life. He's just a mess.
Yeah,
dude. I honestly, when I saw him, I was like, boy, this guy looks fucking beat up.
Yeah,
he did not look like that imposing, crazy ass. It was I was picturing him more like Dark Knight when he was on the boat.
Yeah.
When he's like, I'm gonna make something you should have done an hour ago, and then he throws the fucking thing out the window. It was okay, no, dude. He even getting out of the chair, he was kind of
yeah, he's in rough shape.
Do
His
you
knees
remember,
were all fucked up.
Do you remember when Kirk Gibson went
That's
up to
sad.
bat? It was holy fuck. But then I don't know if he exactly memorized the script that
No.
you gave him.
How many pages was it?
It was a page. It was one fucking scene. He had 3 little paragraphs of dialogue, and that was it.
But you've never given a shit about that. Like
Not really,
you
no,
could
that's
care
kind
less.
of me, yeah, it was-
So the funny thing about it though is, so here comes Debo, and he's not wearing his costume. He looks Debo-ish.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, yeah, we're gonna shoot this shit. So you guys are the new talent in Hollywood. And he like sits down and he's like, yeah, we can just do it here. And next thing I know, I hear, I gotta write more. Like I'm in the other room doing shit, and I hear a beer open, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then I hear, I should do more projects with beer in them. And I look over and I'm like, oh, because yeah, he's playing a detective who drinks beer.
Yeah. I'm like, all right, I guess the beer will play.
Did
Cop
he bring
strength
his
beers?
own beer?
No, there was one down. I said it's a joke. I go, do you want a beer? He's like, yeah. And his eyes lit up. He's like, oh shit. And he like grabbed one. I was like, okay, I guess he's drinking a beer in the scene. I don't know. It kind of made it funnier. I was like, whatever.
Yeah, so then we're sitting there, and I was like, looking at Luke like, no dress shirt, no tie.
Yeah.
And Luke was like, I was like, like just shaking his head, looking at me like.
Did you even bother trying to tell him, like, put the shirt on or ask him or anything? Or
I could tell. He's like, I didn't bring no other wardrobe. And I was like, okay, well, I guess we'll shoot around it somehow. We'll CGI a fucking suit onto him.
Fix it in post.
Yeah.
So the funny thing though was like he was very present in the scene. I mean,
yeah, when he got going, it was great. He was.
That beer perked him up.
Yeah, it did. He said that too. He's like, yeah, I was tired. He's like, I got some energy. I got this beer in me. And he's like getting all fucking wily and like punching the table and shit.
God
he still had some
damn,
strength.
dude.
He hit
And
that
that-
table and it was like, whoa.
like when that guy spoke, it was like it had that kind of Nick Nolte, Joey Diaz kind of like and you're like,
like a bag of rocks?
holy
Yeah.
shit, yeah. It was fucking. I enjoyed him.
He was great. He loved us. He had a fucking blast. Yeah, he wanted to do more stuff. He's like, I got more stuff. I got to shoot more. These are fun. I was like, all right, cool. And then a funny thing happened on the way to the next screenplay.
Right as you had typed end,
Yeah.
TMZ article pops up.
I know, dude. Oh, awful.
Fucking-
But he went all over. He went to like Vegas. Like he was with no mask on. He's doing appearances and shit. Like,
We didn't die of COVID. He died of
no,
heart
I know. But
disease.
even when they thought that's what it was initially, I'm like, he's seen at least 5,000 people since he fucking saw us like 3 weeks ago. Like he flew, went to walk around casinos and shit.
That guy, he worked all the time, and
Yeah.
I'm not fucking around with that. Like in between, like when they would be setting up the camera, he'd fucking grab his phone. He'd be like, "All right, this is for Leslie
Yeah, he's doing cameos.
and David."
No shit.
Yeah.
Oh my
Birthday.
god, that's amazing, dude. That is great.
Yeah.
We're just kind of looking at him like, "What the fuck? Who's he talking to?"
He keeps a brick on him at all time for his cameos. That's like his signature calling card.
Oh my god, dude! It made me laugh. I really did enjoy him. I was like,
He
"Holy
was fun.
fuck!"
That was awesome. Once
So-
he got loose, he was a good time.
How did you guys get him? Did you
Luke.
specifically seek him out?
I was going through a couple people, but he was like on my list of like guys I'd love to work with, of like lower echelon type of actors. But $1,000, and he was like, sure.
Nice.
Hit up his manager, yeah.
He does have probably just like a laundry list of an IMDb of just like
Oh, yeah.
small roles because people specifically want him.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious that your sketch is going to be on top.
I know, dude. It's weird. I had Danny Trejo for like a minute, and then he dropped out.
My grandpa was in a gang with Danny Trejo in the 70s.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Los Ulhans.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome. Did you ever meet him?
I met him once at a boxing gym. I used to do a bit about it, yeah. Like, I never said, like, we just happened to be going to this gym. It was like a new boxing gym in town, and the kid, like the local champ from that gym, was challenging for like the WBC belt or some shit. So me and my dad went and checked it out. And for whatever reason, Danny Trejo was like the celebrity guest speaker who was cutting the ribbon.
Wow.
And I just went up and like said, "What's up?" I didn't say like, "Oh yeah, do you remember Art Estrada?" or anything like that. I just,
Yeah.
you know,
Good move.
yeah.
Yeah.
He'd probably be like,
I heard he's
"Oh,
awesome. I've never
Super
heard
nice
a bad
guy.
thing about that guy. Yeah, I heard he's fucking great.
super nice guy,
Never met
softest
him either.
hands I've ever touched too."
Really?
Yeah.
It's romantic.
No shit.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, dude, like 4 years ago, or 4 years ago, four years before I'd met him, my old neighbor was telling me, like, I was telling him how my grandpa was in a gang with him, yada, yada. And then he goes, "Danny Trejo's got the softest hands I've ever touched." And I was like, "You're fucking crazy. You're stupid. You're an idiot." And then that was all I could think of before I met him. And right as I shook his hand, I was like, "No way, no way, no way." Touched
That
him.
is so
Softest
crazy.
hands I've ever touched, dude.
Interesting.
God damn.
Yeah.
So it was your grandpa that was in a gang? Mm-hmm. Like what kind of gang? How
It's like a car.
level of violence?
I don't know about that. He's like a reformed. I think he's even a pastor now, or was doing that type. Reformed gangster.
Yeah.
It was They called it a car club, but it was a gang. Like I think they were heroin dealers.
Your grandpa?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I think it was less bad in the 70s because I read that Monster Cody book and he was in like the L.A. The Crips or something like that in the 70s and like it was pretty bad, but it doesn't sound anywhere.
Back when they were called the Slossons.
Something like that. That was a hell of a book.
I don't know though, dude. It was the drugs that really fucking did every single organized crime gang in. Like,
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it was
Because that's what started causing the violence.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like even what Statesboro Prison was where like Mexican gangs really kind of established dominance among, from what I've read at least, all of the other gangs is because they were doing some hardcore shit. That's what like American Me, Blood In, Blood Out. Like that was what they were trying to say was like. That kind of fucking. By the way, did you ever hear the shit about Edward James Olmos that Danny Trejo says about him?
No.
Oh God,
I've heard
Is
him
he
talk
like the
about-
craziest motherfucker he's ever met?
well, no. Here's the thing about it, like,
Selena's
he's-
dad?
No, he got a lot. Like he had to hire security and shit like that because he had pissed off a lot of gangs.
Edward
Because-
James Olmos?
Yeah, because American Me had gotten like quite a few things wrong, and there was like people that actually got killed because of that movie.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And it
Well,
was
he gets fucked in the ass in jail.
And that was it.
And
yeah.
they told him don't
no,
put
not
that. If
in
you
jail.
put that,
It was in juvie.
Oh, in juvie, yeah.
Yeah. So there was a scene where it's kind of like from the Zoot Suit era to where those guys were harassed by military and white people, and then fucking he goes to juvie, and there's a scene where he's getting raped in juvie, and he's got like the guy that's raping him has a shank to his throat.
It's my favorite part.
I can imagine.
Shanks for letting us know.
That was quick. I want to be mad at it, but it was so fast.
You'll realize that.
Fastest
God,
gun west of the
The
Mississippi.
shit joke 6 shooter.
Really? I applaud your bravery for saying Mississippi. You want to ring out my mic
Did
now?
you notice it?
I can't look at you.
There we go.
I'm trying not to pay attention.
He has a fucking poncho on just in case I look at him.
Don't misgender. It's she, her sippy now.
God, that was
Come on,
fucking
everybody.
so
How's everybody
awful.
going? We're listening to the Behind the Cork podcast. Everybody.
Don't you fucking dare.
Luke Allen.
So anyways, the guy, he has a shank to him and he's fucking him. And they wrestle the shank, and then he kills the guy that was fucking him, and that's how he gets sent to prison.
With a
and how they
leaky
get
ass?
mean.
I've never
Exactly.
seen that movie.
I never
it's
did
a-
either.
It's the tale of like the tale. What the fuck am I talking about? It's the tale of a Mexican American of like a Mexican American's like life growing up
Yeah, it's
being paisa.
yeah, I mean, just the rise of like what we were
Sure.
talking about, like the gangs and all that shit. And the thing that was fucked up about it was that they said was, no, had he been raped, then he never would have even been considered for gang because it's
Now
the
he's a strap,
machismo.
yeah.
Exactly. It's just like now he could have been maybe an associate, but never. Those fucking gangs.
But did
were,
they in the movie? Did they find out that he got raped? Well, I guess it would have been on his sheet, right?
Yeah,
Because he
it
killed the
really
dude.
didn't matter. Yeah, exactly. And then everybody would have known about it because it's easy to find out what you did in prison. They said that they just call their people, and it's very public. But
Well, it was everybody. It was the gangs outside of the movie that were killing people on the movie set, right?
what do you mean?
Yeah, because they were
I
like
thought that was
technical
the concept.
advisors. Yeah, they worked with the
Like the
gangs.
people that were leaking that information got killed.
Well, yeah, and it was the movie itself.
Yeah, it was in the
If you
script,
see
and
it-
they said if you film this fucking scene, we'll kill you. And they did. He told them that he wasn't gonna, and then they did it anyways. That's how he got in trouble.
and that's why Danny Trejo was like, "Hey, man, they're fucking serious. You cannot do certain things. They see it as disrespectful." And it was just like, well, okay. And it's just
He had to leave. He went out. He went
Why?
hiding.
Why Edward James Olmos? Like, why was he the
he was
focal
the
point of it?
creative force behind it. He directed it, I believe. Did
Okay.
he direct it?
I'm not sure.
He's not just the star.
I'll check.
He's the original Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
All right.
But I think he told them he wouldn't, and then he did.
Okay.
I think that's what happened, and then they were super pissed.
It was fucking ugly, dude. Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm looking right now.
All right, not Jamie. Go ahead.
Sorry.
It's okay.
But no, that's just what all
He
those,
did
like,
direct it as well. Yeah, so
Yeah.
he was
there we go.
he was everything behind
and
it.
he helped with the script development too.
I mean, of all the scenes that you have the option of cutting out, And he's like, no, this one's got to stay. I got to get fucked in my ass.
It's weird though because it is a good catalyst as to why he, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's part of the
Why
story.
he fucking.
I mean,
you know,
it's ballsy, that's for sure.
it's fiction though because obviously if that's how gangs got started and they didn't accept anal rape into the
Yeah.
group, okay, let's change a plot line or two. But yeah, dude, gangs. It was like even the fucking in The Godfather, he said, "I believe drugs will be the end of us in this business."
Yeah.
I like how he made him Marlon Brando into fucking what's his name, Andy Kaufman's alter ego.
oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Tony Clifton.
Tony Corleone. I believe I'll be the end of this business. So I don't know. So how long, have you been, how long have you been dealing heroin?
I'm coming up on my 6th year. As soon as I started open micing, then I realized I needed to go deeper into the underbelly of American society and just start selling tar.
The fourth wall wasn't deep enough for you. I
Yeah.
love you
Yeah.
selling tar. He knows the lingo. So how
I'm
did
from
you,
Lancaster.
How did you find out?
Oh,
from-
there you go. That'll do it.
Really? Is that a bad place? I'm not.
Oh my God, yeah. Pretty
Yeah.
much all the Antelope Valley is just trash. No
Yeah.
offense, but like Palmdale, Lancaster.
hurt.
Sorry.
Are you familiar?
I used to work out there.
Oh, yeah.
I used to do construction out there, and like literally all those towns are garbage. No offense.
No, they are.
They're
really
just like
it was the former meth capital of the world.
yeah. It's
Damn,
so-
really?
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Jesus.
Yeah.
Did you have any friends that like were
Oh, yeah.
getting methed out?
Not. Oh, I know one guy who got into meth, but like a lot of pills. Then they all got into a little bit of tar. I never fucked with any of it, not even because I was like above it, but it was just too much of a pussy. I was never like a big drug guy.
It's a good thing.
Me
Yeah,
too.
In the end, it works out best.
Yeah.
But I knew one guy who, he's in prison now, and he was the only one of us that ever did meth.
Damn.
Yeah, Palmdale and Lancaster and like that whole area is like a town where it's like
It's also suburban as shit, though. Like,
it almost feels like a mock suburban.
Yeah.
Like it seems like the houses are all like houses you could push over. Like it seems like it's like a set of like a movie that got abandoned.
Yeah.
Like a movie.
One of
set.
those towns they blew up in the nuclear test. And shit.
It literally feels. Yeah, it feels like one of those. Like it doesn't feel like a normal. I don't know what it is. It feels off for sure.
Yeah.
it's just like a desert. It's just smack dab in the middle of the desert. It's behind a row of mountains.
Yeah.
It's just outside of L.A. It's an hour away from Wrightwood, an hour away from Big Bear. It's got like a cowboy vibe to it, and so like everybody who lives there is either like trying to be one of these things, so they
Yes.
they go deeper
100%.
into that whole persona. Like the cowboy kids, because they're so close to Bakersfield, they have to be more cowboy than the cowboys. The LA wannabe gangsters got to be more gangster than the gangsters. The snowboarders got to be more bro. The surfers got to be more surf.
The schnozberries taste like schnozberries. God,
fire-
Heroin tastes like shit.
God.
It's a weird place.
It's a garbage. Yeah, it's not. There's nothing. I don't have.
Yeah,
anything
all right,
to
all right.
do. I'm
Pump
sorry.
the brakes
Dude,
there.
I'm sorry.
Should beat the shit out of them for God's sake.
Dude, all of my brothers, we all used to.
I'll
work
reset
together.
those teeth for you, bud.
Well, dude, the reason why is like
No, it is trash.
it was like so we would work on burned down houses. So like it wasn't like just a house like unfortunately got burned. There was always a reason why.
Shucks.
Yeah, it was like meth or like hoarders, like shit like that. So
Yeah.
like anytime
I have
it's
a
his own house
relative
he
who
should
was
have been
on the
working
TV show Hoarders. That's
there
funny.
you go. Yeah.
Yep, and she lived right in the
Really?
heart of Lancaster. Yeah,
You're-
season 4,
you're like-
episode 2.
You're like
I
the
think, something
Forrest
like that.
Gump of like the shitty side of America.
It was funny growing up. We'd be like outside playing tag or whatever in the neighborhood, and then we'd hear an explosion off in the distance, and meth lab, tag, you're it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Fuck. You ever,
But it is still suburban.
See like the
like,
proverbial shoe with fucking smoke coming out of it.
they really fucked up because there's a level 4 prison that works there, or that's out there. That's where my dad worked for. He just retired a couple years ago. They fucked up because they allowed Section 8 housing for inmate families.
Oh.
So like,
Yeah.
I don't want to, dive too deep into that, but it brings in a little bit of riffraff.
yeah. Did you ever
I
have
can
any
imagine.
any fires ever come near you? Are you in a fire area out there or no?
It's a desert.
Yeah, I mean, it
Well, it
catches on
depen- yeah, but-
fire pretty easily.
yeah.
They do a lot of controlled burns though too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm in Canyon Country, so like.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're right at the street.
I know, yeah. Sierra Highway exit.
Yeah.
What? I'm always we're in a fucking fire zone bad because we're more up in the hills, so there's more shit that can burn.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's so much fun. We're getting all that Palisade smoke over by us. today.
Oh
I'm like,
God, fuck that.
I got out of the car last night. I'm like, what the fuck is burning now? And then there's like ash all over the place and shit. I'm like, this stinks.
For a quick second, I was like, oh fuck, did we get bombed? Like, and then I thought to myself, I'm like, I wonder how long we would have from, like, I looked at my phone and like, wouldn't it suck to be like, you have 20 minutes to seek shelter?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God.
Where would you drive?
I don't know.
Would you even try?
I don't know if I could. Like, because
The fucking roads would be blocked. That's why I got a motorcycle.
Where would I go? Like,
As far away as possible. You got to be away from all the fission and the fusion. I read all about it when I was writing one of my awful drafts of that Terminator screenplay about it.
Are you still writing that?
Explosion. Yeah, I'll never finish.
You either go
on.
far east and you go like San Bernardino, where it's like outside of LA. Like you just like go to the desert where they're not really trying to attack. Right?
Yeah, I think I would just drive here and make sure that you guys that
To
we all
Sherman
stayed
Oaks?
in LA
Oh, I would leave. I
Protect
would.
the podcast.
I know
equipment?
exactly where I'd go.
to end the Verzies, to end the madness. It had to be done, and then they would build like a statue of me. This is a lot of
Take a lot of material. Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
He saved our SD cards. What a hero.
And then in all of the rubble, everything would be burned except their fucking stupid tank tops with their fucking faces on it. Hey, we're the Verzies. So, and then that would be in like some fucking museum. It'd be like devastation, torment on that unholy day.
They're like, maybe it's good we had a fucking reboot of LA. That's what passes entertainment. Fucking, they're like, no bombing. There's just an explosion. God did that. There was no nuke.
You'd be right there with the guys that saved Chernobyl, pretty much.
Really, fucking. You look at like all of the tests back from fucking North Korea. They're like, none of us caused
we
that.
didn't shoot anything. Whoa, the act of God. Do you know Long Beach got shelled, and it was the only other attack on the U.S. except for Pearl Harbor. They
Long Beach?
In Long Beach, California, a Japanese sub shelled a fucking munitions plant.
Was that the Laugh Factory?
Yeah. Yeah. And none of them blew up. They were all done.
It's Michael Richards.
Yeah.
Oh God. Why?
It was a munitions factory. They were trying to blow it up.
No
Like a ship
shit.
factory.
It was
Yeah.
Jamie Masada who did it, actually.
Buddy, I've got to take this place out, buddy. Come on, why are they holding all these munitions for, huh? Buddy.
This is the worst.
I worked for him for 4 years.
Did you really?
Did you?
Maybe not 4 years, but 2 years. Yeah, I worked the Laugh Factory.
I love Jamie
Which one?
Masada stories from anybody, but especially from like Rogan and those guys, and they go off on them. Like, oh yeah, give it to me.
Did you work at Hollywood or?
Hollywood.
Oh, yikes.
How was it?
It was terrible.
Really?
The first like month, 2 months, 3 months, I don't remember how long, it was unpaid internship.
Ugh.
And I was new. Because I was an editor and up in the little production office, which ended up being just like the worst part of that place, because it turned out, which we found out like 2 years into me working there, that they were illegally, or not legally, unknowingly shooting and putting out comics.
Mm-hmm. Oh
material.
Yeah.
They did that to Fitzsimmons. He was fucking pissed. I don't think. He ever
Yeah,
did
we
it
didn't
again.
know that.
Yeah,
The whole
he
production
said,
team.
He said he told him don't put that out, and Jamie was like, "Sure, I won't, buddy," and then he did.
Yeah,
I think that was a
Dude,
lot of
Jamie
comics.
would try and get us to write and shoot sketches, and it was just the worst like concepts. He had Johnny Sanchez. Remember Johnny Sanchez?
Yeah.
He was on Mad TV and all that.
Yeah.
He had him in a fucking duck costume, doing the Affleck duck. Affleck.
Yeah.
Johnny used to do this bit where it's something about, he's talking about Barack Obama, and he goes half black. And Jamie Masada went out and bought Johnny Sanchez a fucking duck costume, threw him in front of a green screen, and was having him flap his little wings and going half black, and then Johnny dude literally goes, guys, I can't do this. After like 5
Oh
takes,
my
we're all
God.
behind the camera, we're all sitting there, and Johnny's just like, guys,
Was Jamie there
help me out.
watching it?
He popped in, and then just like, he was always like eating nuts or like peanut or like pistachios. He'd pop in and be like, yes, and then leave. Like it was like his big project, and he, like things were just going right, and he had no idea how any production shit worked. All they had was like a like an old 720p Panasonic that hangs in the rafters of the Laugh Factory,
Oh, Jesus.
and they'd want to shoot everything on the stage, and it can TriCaster left or it can TriCaster right.
You could hear
And
the
that
tape,
was- yeah, it was
the
all
real
it could
tape
do.
turning in it.
And Jamie thought that with that you could shoot like Pirates of the Caribbean, and that just because we had computers with editing software that we can just like do whatever we want. He's like, yeah, you just put him there. Now he is duck, and then you put him on mountain. You take him like he just had no clue what anything the capabilities that we actually had.
I feel like my brothers and I will fit in perfectly at the Laugh Factory. is what it
Yeah,
sounds
that's
like.
your.
I mean, goddamn.
That's a little bit more your speed.
Oh, 100%.
Did you ever hear the Tony Hinchcliffe cowboy hat story?
No,
Did
but
it
I
tell-
just saw Tony Hinchcliffe in a cowboy hat like last month.
Oh, really?
I was in Texas.
Oh, wow,
yeah.
look at that. It come full
Was he
circle.
with Pang Dang or what?
No, I wasn't blessed enough to be there for that. But,
Oh, okay.
Oh God, it's
what's the Tony Hinchcliffe cowboy hat story?
Like when he started out and he started getting regular spots there, he's like, buddy, I think you would look better with cowboy hat on.
Oh my
He's like,
god!
you should start wearing cowboy hat. And he's like, I'm not wearing a cowboy hat. He's like, no, you wear the hat or you don't perform here. And he was like, okay, and he never did it again. That was like his last spot that he ever did the fucking Laugh
Why
Factory.
the fuck would Tony Hinchcliffe from Ohio need to put on a
That's
cowboy
exactly
hat?
what he said. It was. I love that. He
To
told
look
him
like
what-
Woody. That's
he,
like
he probably has.
That's exactly who he
has
looked
a
like when
joke.
I saw him.
Well, doesn't he
that's
have
his
a
joke. Yeah, he has a joke like that.
Oh, maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where he supposedly looks like Woody, but
He does have that big like toy head.
It does.
Yeah, he does.
very big toy head.
We went through all the tapes because they had digibetas of just years of different sets, and this was before everything was just digitized and saved, an MOV file on a Mac or whatever. They had little digibetas or Betacam tapes, just like a library of them. And we went and we found the exact date of the Michael Richards set.
Oh, yes.
We went through every set that night, and there was one tape that was missing.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
I am not a crook. Buddy, I'm not a crook.
Wow.
How was
Yeah.
the rest of his set? Was it good?
I have no idea. It was missing.
It's missing.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was like, they hated the press that they got from that
Oh,
spot.
yeah, I remember.
TMZ would drive by every single day, those TMZ tour buses, and I'd be standing outside the club just hanging out, whatever, on a break, and they would come by and they'd be like, the world famous Laugh Factory, most notable for Michael Richards from Seinfeld Meltdown, and they'd be playing the clip on like a row of TVs throughout the bus.
That's
and
amazing.
I would just sit there just dying laughing every time.
I remember when he did the apology tour for that. He went on like every local radio show and just groveled. I never even knew who he was, but that's when I first discovered him. I'm like, what a phony fuck. I hate this guy. He's such a phony fuck. Like
Michael
right off the
Richards?
bat. Huh?
Who? Michael Richards?
No, it's fucking Jamie Masada.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
He just went around. He was like, we don't do this in my club. And I was like, oh, he was just so full of shit. It was awful. Fucking hated him.
Who was the nicest comic to you?
Joey.
Really?
Joey Diaz, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
He did the Laugh Factory?
Yeah.
Wow.
Back then.
Oh, shit.
This was 2014, but Joey was always just all smiles, treated everybody very nicely, like, staff-wise. And then there were comics who, like, just shat on people and thought that they ran the club and then eventually got
Cook.
removed from there.
Dan Cook.
Yeah.
That's all right. That's pretty well known.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is pretty. Yeah.
Yeah. This was after I had left. It was, like, right after I left, actually, that they allowed Dane back because I forget why, but he was banned. And he came back, and then he started trying to boss around the employees, and he was like, I run this fucking place, was what a lot of the bartenders and shit were saying. And so Jamie, actually, that's a moment that you can be proud of Jamie for, putting his foot down and being like, buddy, this is my club. As he snacks on a pistachio.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he got 86. And then it was Tiffany Haddish.
She got kicked out?
Well, no, but after they got rid of Dane, then it's like just her fucking, the whole building was like her face and
Yeah.
shit for like a year or two.
Well,
I was like, I guess she's the new Dane.
Yeah, they don't get a whole lot of headliners in there anymore. Everybody
I
just
was
went down the street to the store.
Well, they record all the shit. That's
Yeah.
why.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
no one
That's
wants
why
to-
I left. We found out, and the entire production staff put in our 2 weeks, except
Yeah.
for one guy.
Oh, really? You guys like
Yeah.
rebelled?
It was like a mutiny, yeah.
No shit.
It
That's
was actually, it
interesting.
felt pretty cool.
Every
Wow.
every single set is recorded.
Damn.
That's
I don't know if they do it anymore because of that.
I don't know, man.
I'm not there, so I couldn't tell you.
So as far as I know, they post like, they might not be posting bigger names, but they'll post like any like bringer show. They'll post any of that shit.
How do you know?
Because I know people that have gotten the shit posted.
Is that like everybody there?
I mean,
I just don't want to get sued.
You won't.
I don't have a good legal team.
I mean,
My legal team is basically fucking your brother, Alex.
I mean, he
probably do
did
pretty
get
good.
off. He got a 100-mile-an-hour speeding ticket and got off.
True.
So he's not
Wow.
a bad legal team.
That's a felony.
It is, yeah. He did in Arizona. Though.
And they gave him the money back.
There's nothing.
And they- the
nothing's
fucking
against the
court-
law in Arizona.
He paid them the fine. And the court gave him the money back.
No shit.
Yeah,
I hate that.
So he admitted guilt.
I almost want to write a letter.
Yeah, he admitted guilt, paid the fine, and they
Dear
gave him
John McCain,
Sheriff Joe. Yeah,
Sheriff Joe.
I'd send him a clip of that fucking floor is lava. And they'd be like, how did we let this? Jesus Christ.
Put on an
It'd be
APB.
It'd be like, yeah, exactly.
Helicopters over the house.
They're going to treat it like fucking...
Tommy
what's
Lee
his
Jones
name?
outside.
They're going to treat it like Al Capone. It's like, instead of killing people, we'll get them on tax evasion.
Yeah.
Instead of crimes against comedy, we'll get them on a speeding ticket.
Yeah. El Crapone. Sorry, there was no need for that.
You know who else was really cool? Was Dom Herrera. Dom actually might have been the nicest.
Fuck yeah.
Dom was always a sweetheart. I was the editor of the video portion of his podcast because somebody would edit the audio and then I would cut together the video. So I was always there on shoot days, and
That was a cool show.
it was
I really
super
liked him.
simple, interesting interviews.
He did that for a long
It was
time.
fun
Didn't
to
he?
watch.
And that guy
Long
fucking
time.
knows everybody.
He's friends with Bruce Willis.
He's got story. Talk about fucking Forrest Gump. That dude. He's got stories from everybody.
I liked him. Like his early shit I remember seeing. Even like this was like before Seinfeld. I remember HBO would have those comedy half hours. And like you'd see him with that fucking hat on. And it was that hat that like Damon Wayans used to wear, but I think
Those,
Dom
like,
had
backwards
like a gray
Kangols?
one. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's funny to see like the evolution of comics in the 80s because Dom would at one point be wearing a suit and he'd have like the big poofy slick back hair, and then like the late 80s like baggy jazz pants and the Kangol hat.
He used to have that bit. It was how you doing, Dom? He's like, my wife, she's cheating on me. My kids are no good. The house is falling apart. But you know me, I'm not one to complain, Tommy. I fucking loved like that old school late 80s, 90s comedy. Cause
I never heard of him
Just
until
quick.
like the store had the
Yeah.
Renaissance. I never heard of him growing up.
He never did a whole lot of the story. He kind of just stuck it out at the Laugh Factory. Jamie's his manager.
Wow,
Yeah.
really?
well,
Or at least he was when I was there.
that explains it.
I'll be damned.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have a lot of respect for that era because I feel like that's the era that like Attell came out of and like Schimmel, like those fucking old school
Yeah.
joke writing comics that.
Well, Dom's also just like an old school dude. He just like he busts balls. Like that's how it is. Like those are the best comics. That's
Yeah.
what you want out of a comic.
Yeah.
It's just like down to earth, bust balls. That's it.
Yeah.
He
Temple
used to
of
send
Dom.
me over to Cantor's. Is it Cantor's right there or no?
Greenblatt.
Greenblatt's to go get him coffees. One time he sent me over there with a 10. Didn't realize how much money he gave me. I came back and coffee's what, $2.50? And I give him his coffee. I was like, "You want your change?" And he goes, "Nah, you keep it." I go, "You gave me a 10. It's $7.50." And he goes, "Oh shit. All right." And just keep it. He was so scared to like, because he's a big name, but he's not that. He's not. You can have $7.50 big. It kind of rang a bell in his head, like I could actually use $7.50, but he didn't want to be a cheapskate to the PA at the Laugh Factory.
You just feel is like, oh,
Yeah.
God damn it, don't do that again, dog.
When did you put your 2 weeks in? What did he say? Did he flip out?
Dom or Jamie?
Jamie.
Never saw him. Yeah, I don't think I ever saw him after that. They had a new club manager. Her name was Michelle. And I was like, "Hey, Michelle, do we have the 2 week or the resignation forms?" And she just went, "Yep, they're right here," because everybody was just handed them in.
Wow. So she knew, like,
She knew that something was going on. Poor lady too. She had just started there.
I was
She
gonna say,
was
did
running
she
it.
even try to stop it, or was it just like an inevitable?
I think it was just an avalanche of shit, and it was, she was a week or two in.
Where did you learn to edit?
I went to a school called Video Symphony in Burbank. It's not around anymore. My class was actually one of the last classes because they had some autistic dude who was running the books for student loans or doing the, what do you call that, financial aid department.
Uh-huh.
And he fucked everything up. He fucked mine up. So I owe a lot more money than I should. He didn't give me any of the like FAFSA or any of the government grants, the Cal grants or anything.
Ugh.
So I paid basically full price.
Wow.
Fucking diversity hire probably.
Yeah.
We can't discriminate. Let's put an autistic
He
guy.
was a
in charge
sweet
of the
guy. He
books.
was a very sweet guy, but I think he was just making like backwards numbers and doing shit.
Jesus.
He made up his own number 3.
Threvin.
Fuck.
God damn. Good school,
But yeah,
though?
it was a
Aside
good
from
school.
that?
At the before that, I did new media, so I learned on Final Cut and Premiere. But their Avid program was like the top program for Avid in the world, which is like what you probably know. You edit films on it. It's like for features.
I know, but yeah, I never really. I try to get an editing. I don't
It's
have the fucking
overkill.
patience for. I can't.
I don't like it anymore. I went to
Really?
learn. Yeah, I cannot stand editing other people's shit. I went to learn to edit
I've,
my
I've
own
got a
stuff.
project and I just fucking put it in.
I'll do it for people. I'll do it for my friends. There's there's a ton of comics that I cut stand-up clips for, or I'll do their sketches for them on the cheap, But it's like one of those things where I went to school to learn it, thinking that I was gonna love it and thinking that it was cool, and then I come out of it being like, dude, I don't give a shit about your fucking your stupid
It's a
little
lot of
project.
work,
And then all my
too.
buddies were like, hey, can I see a cut of what you got done so far? And I'm like, yeah, I'll send it to you tonight. And I have nothing done. I'm just lying through my teeth, telling them how far along I am in their fucking shitty project.
Fuck.
It makes me hate my
hilarious.
friends too, because I'm like, why the fuck did you write this? You thought this was gonna be good, you idiot.
I have a hard time asking people to do shit.
Me too, I hate it.
I don't like it because if I end up not liking it, I feel weird. If like I just don't like, I don't know what the fuck it is. It's just kind of like, oh god, I don't know. I don't want to.
I think that's probably why I wanted to go, so I didn't have to put anybody else through that. Especially when I was just starting out, wanting to do any form of comedy and just make videos and shit.
Yeah, and it's like you
I
said.
was trying to hide the embarrassment of what I was about to make. I'll pay $25,000 for somebody else to
Well,
not have
yeah.
to see this.
If you believe in something, then yeah, like for me, I'll do anything if I fucking believe in it. But the thing of it is it's like if that isn't there, then I don't, then you start to resent shit and you're like, oh, I don't want to fucking do this.
Yeah.
It's tedious.
It's the
as
worst.
shit.
I say also like a lot of the stuff is not like you're not cutting like anything amazing. It's like
No.
basic shit that you have to
Yeah.
do. So it's like, oh, okay, anybody can learn this. They just don't. So it's
Especially
like,
when you're like I did some stuff for the Nerdist. I worked with a guy who he edited all of the Nerdist stuff, and he hired me out to be his assistant editor. And just going through B-roll of like they shoot hours of footage,
Yeah.
and then I, as an assistant editor, just go through and mark off what it is. That's the most mind-numbing
Yeah,
task
it's
you
the
can imagine.
fucking
It's
worst
all
shit in
just
the world.
B-roll. Like
yeah.
just not clean audio, just fucking interviews and.
Yeah.
It-
even
it's
just like
atrocious.
editing my own, like we edited vlogs or whatever. I'm just like, it's like 40 minutes of shit. And I'm like,
That
this is
you
fucking
did.
awful.
That's such a task right
Yeah,
there.
it's garbage.
Or people misslated, then you gotta try and figure out where the fucking
Oh, all the time.
scene.
Anytime like I agree to help my buddies out with some of their shit, I go, you better slate your fucking audio.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I tell them, and get room tone.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than people who don't know how to fucking
Yeah.
just do
I'm always
what they
super
need to
careful
do.
about that shit. Well, Bulks cuts our stuff, but still, it's like he hates. He'll try and hire an editor just to cut our stuff because he fucking hates doing it that much.
How did you get into comedy?
My ex-girlfriend bought me a Groundlings improv class for Christmas once.
Nice.
And then I did that program for a little while, and then I was like, you know what? I think I want to try stand-up. And then I did stand-up, and
Good man.
that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, stand up is much more honest.
Yeah, I mean, improv and sketch are fun. Even stand-ups, I'll end up doing sketch anyways because
Yeah.
the internet is there. Improv, there's just nothing that you can do with it, and it's when it's bad, it's the worst thing in the fucking world. At least like
Yeah.
watching a bad stand-up, you can laugh at them. Watching bad improv is just white people being fucking silly,
Yeah.
and it's atrocious.
It's brutal. I've been.
Yeah.
I've never seen a good improv show in my. I've been dragged to so many of them. They're just fucking. There's always one
Are
person.
they in backyards, or are you going to the theater?
No, it's the actual like Upright Citizens Brigade and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
But they were like the lower. They weren't like the superstars or whatever. But you can always see the one person on the team that obviously had the talent, was going to go somewhere, and the other people were just fucking dragging them down and just like,
I'll have one.
oh god, it's brutal.
Just waiting for you to ask.
You were hungover. I wasn't sure.
I appreciate it.
Hair, the dog that bit
Huh?
me,
Have
Lloyd.
whiskey if you want.
Oh no, I'll do a beer.
So, what stand-ups did you like?
Like growing up, It's funny.
Gallagher.
No, I did. You know what? When I was like 6 years old and Gallagher specials were on HBO, that was the shit.
Oh, yeah,
you didn't know what it
great
was. It was just
timing.
crazy fucking court
had
jester
great
smashing.
The giant couch.
Yeah.
Me and my brother watched it. Like, the fucking couch looks awesome. I want to jump on that thing.
And what a great story, too. His twin brother steals his act.
Yeah.
And his persona.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Gallagher, too.
Gallagher's brother was touring as Gallagher.
That is fucking
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Same thing happened to the Tommy's Burger chain. His brother stole the name and started selling chili burgers.
Same thing happened with Dane Cook. His brother stole all his money.
And Dane Cook sent him to prison.
Yeah. Oh, did he? I didn't know he went to jail.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Sent his
yeah.
own brother to prison.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Growing up, like when I first started like paying attention to comedy, I liked Russell Peters a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I liked Aziz. And then when I started doing stand-up, I got really into John Mulaney because he was popular. Like New in Town had just come out. Thanks, buddy. And then the classics, Burr. Segura's always been one of my favorites. I love Segura's timing and his storytelling ability. There were like a whole lot of like New York guys.
Yeah,
I don't like any New York guys under 50 anymore, except for Mark Norman and Joe List. That's it. I don't.
Joe List is great.
I love Joe.
His YouTube special that he just put out was fantastic.
Yeah, I love that guy. Just not one of those. And there's guys that I like as dudes, like Louis J. Gomez. Like I just love him for being a shitster. But like I don't think any of those guys are. I don't know. None of their podcasts make me laugh. There's like something about them. I don't know
Are
what
we
it is.
talking stand-up or podcast?
Well,
though?
they're stand-ups, but
'Cause
even
I've never
even,
seen.
I've never seen Gomez's stand-up.
Yeah,
I've
so
only
I
heard him do
can't.
podcasts and try and fight people.
Yeah. Yeah, I like him as a guy, but I'm just I don't know. He never made me laugh. None of those guys. I don't know. I'm not into fucking any of them.
Dude, I love him. He cracks me the fuck up.
Who?
Or Sam
Gomez,
Morril
yeah.
too. He's another one. I'm just like I don't
Sam Morril's
know.
great.
Yeah,
Those guys are
great.
writing beasts, man.
He's a
They
good
are.
writer. I don't know.
Yeah.
It doesn't make me laugh personally. I don't know what it is. It's weird because
I
I love New York shit. I like all the old New York guys, but
I can watch him just workshop a joke, and I love it. Like I love the delivery. I love his cadence even, because it sounds old, but it's new to him. Like, and when I hear it, I'm like, I like his fucking voice. 'Cause it's kind of like that darker. Like I love that. I really do.
Everything's a little bit monotone.
Yeah,
and-
exactly.
And yeah, his timing is every joke is almost timed out the exact same, but it's always fresh.
Yeah. So I don't know. We agree to disagree on that.
yeah, I know I'm in the minority. I know that.
I can see where you're coming from, though. Like, there's some New York comics that are just straight up like, okay, here's a joke, here's a setup, here's a punchline, like, this is it. Whereas,
Yeah.
like, you need a little more flavor. Like, Norman, at least, is like, he's, like, kind of more awkward. So it's like, oh, he's, like, more of an awkward guy. So, like, it sells it better. Yeah, it sells it better than, like, Sam Morril.
Yeah.
That's
Plus,
like,
he's from New Orleans, so I don't know if that makes it different. But all the New York guys that moved out here, I like. But for some reason, the guys that are in New York now, I'm just not like crazy about any of them. It's weird.
it's like clearly, hey, I'm the show, you're the audience, listen and shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's too a development thing where I feel like in California everybody has a little too much flavor and not enough fucking writing.
Yeah.
And I'm
what are you
I'm
talking
one of
about?
them too. Like it's like fuck.
Yeah, it's more about the show, like the presentation.
you don't like the
Exactly.
journey and the story of the artist?
Well, there's so many people out here who are doing stand-up just to have it on their fucking resume.
Yeah,
Which
exactly. There's a
pisses me
ton of
off.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, their fucking manager made them do it.
Yeah.
It's well, and like even like with stand-ups like that I like and respect, it's just like it's always one or the other. Like there's very few. Like Bill Burr's one of those guys now that is just as good at performing as he is at writing. And it's like,
There's so many people now that want to be Bill Burr too,
yeah,
because of his like just the rise that he's taken in the past 6 years.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to rant and just be the anti-hero.
Yeah.
I like the open mic scene in New York, weirdly, though, was fucking awesome. Like, I did, like, a weekend of open mics there, like, 2 years ago, and, like, it was a blast. Like, everybody was funny and, like, was working on their shit, and, like, you could tell, like, people, like, put fucking effort into it. They weren't just going up there and fucking off and, like, oh, I didn't write anything. Like, I'm so stoned before the show. Like, it was great. It was, like, a great fucking attitude. I loved it.
Yeah, it's like actual work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was awesome. It was fun. It was actually, like, a funny, fun hour of mics. I was like, what the fuck? Everyone here is funny.
I feel like there's
No
a
middle-aged
group-
women.
Even the women were funny, and, like, they'd be, like, a
Even
lesbian.
the women were funny.
No, but, like, it would be
What
some
is this,
fa-
New York or is this Shangri-La? Come on.
But it'd be some feminazi bitch with like a blue hair with a fucking spike, and she was like 300 pounds. You're like, here we go. Here's the men suck, and then she would get up and it would just be totally just like good jokes about everything. I was like,
So Lisa
fuck.
Lampanelli, yeah.
What?
I said Lisa Lampanelli.
She has spiky blue hair. And she's
Have you not seen her lately?
no.
Oh my God, yeah, she
you
got
got
like
me on
full.
that one.
I didn't get the right. I don't know.
Call her Lampanelli next time, okay?
I thought she was like a pretty blonde or something.
She was.
Oh, I haven't seen her. I don't know. That's why I didn't get it. I was like, the fuck are you talking about? I thought she
Oh
was
yeah,
like
she
hot.
went like she went full.
Hey,
feminist.
so getting back on our gloomy tone. So you guys have some shows booked, right?
yeah,
So are you gonna workshop soon?
yeah.
Where?
Uh,
Where can we see you?
I don't know. We're gonna do open mics and do shit like that.
Let us know so we don't show up there on accident and have to see it.
When's the last time you were up?
Last time you were Asia.
September, I think.
Wow. Did you take the year off for COVID?
No, there's just like, I mean, for me and my brothers, it's like, all right, we can do open mics and that's fine, but it's like it's like such a waste of time for all three of us to go sit there at an open mic for an hour and like get 5 minutes in front of people that really aren't paying attention. Mm-hmm. So for us, it's like, hey, for the three of us, it's better to be on the same page. Like we know the beats of a joke or like whatever we're trying to go do.
And you should be beat for most of your jokes. Sorry. Me too.
He's getting there. He's getting there.
It's also like
It's a lot less punny.
It's also like, okay, at that point, like, there wasn't going to be any, like, headlining shows that you're doing.
Yeah.
Unless you go to, like, fucking Florida or shit like that. So we're like, all right, we'll focus
Yeah.
on the digital content, which we did, and then shows open eventually.
Yeah,
Which
that's
now-
one thing I haven't done since like the lockdown is I haven't reached out to anybody about being on any of their fucking amphitheater shows
You should.
or patio shows or any of that. I've been doing mics, and anybody who approaches me about doing a show, I'll do it, but I'm not reaching out for anything.
Yeah, I feel like, for
know
us
why.
at least, like,
Yeah, I was gonna say you're funny.
yeah, I mean, for us, we're like, okay, what do we have to offer? Like, oh, hey, amphitheater show. It's like, for them, they're like, they want to sell tickets. That's what it is. So it's like, how many asses can you put in seats? So for us, we're like, all right, we'll build a digital and then put people in seats, and then that's
You
just
guys
where
are doing
we're
the TikTok thing? Sounds like.
Yeah.
A lot, yeah.
That's
I
one
mean,
way.
1 million followers. Like, I'll shit on you all day about how much I think you should be getting up.
Sure.
'Cause you'll shit on me for not having a good
Yeah.
internet presence. But
Yeah.
Do you have a TikTok, Eric?
no,
Oh man, we should make one.
no, it's not.
Hey, even if
We
you
should. I made
I-
one. I made 3 little TikToks.
I will massage your girlfriend until you get home from work just to stay out of that fucking shit. I can't.
even
I
if
don't
you-
wanna be on
even
it
if you
either.
just
Yeah.
post stand up, dude, the stand up comics get big quick on there. Like we've had a couple buddies that'll just like, they'll blow up because there's not a lot of stand up on there. Like legitimate, Jesus Christ, a lot of like not legit stand ups are on there. So it's like, hey, if you have like good content, they'll share it real fucking fast. So that's the one nice thing about TikTok is it goes viral very quick.
In Japan or sorry, China.
Yeah.
No, dude, they have all audiences.
Had a phone for him.
Where the Nets catch the workers.
Yeah.
They got 3 outside.
No,
of their
no,
window.
no, no. They're hey. Come on, guys. Come on. Hey, they're real views. They're real views, guys. Come on. Come on.
Hey, whether they are or not, it's still.
Are you guys
leverage.
making money?
Yeah.
Really?
It paid for our fucking camera, all this shit. Like, it,
How does that money come in? TikTok sends you a check?
yeah, they PayPal.
Really?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
They just shave some of the U.S. financial debt.
Like,
They
please-
literally, we literally got $1,000 last week.
Really?
Yeah. Whenever you request the money to be funded to you, they fund it.
That's cool.
So, say what you will. It works.
That's why they
I
voted for
will.
Biden, because they knew he wasn't going to shut it down like Trump was going to do. They just kept going in with like fake mustaches and shit. Biden. Don't lose that TikTok.
Bill the Butcher. It's voting day.
Yeah.
I made 3
Even
TikToks.
unfunny comics get to vote.
I made 3 TikToks. The first 2 got like 200 and 500 views, and then I made one where I had fake shit stained on my asshole in underwear, and it got 19,000 views. And I was like,
Yeah.
"What is
My
this fucking
Jeez.
platform?"
Really?
It's,
Yeah.
it's dumb, dude. They
just-
like dumb shit.
I
but-
parodied like a TikTok dance because TikTok is just full of like ass.
Yeah.
Right. And it's just chicks finding a reason to show their fucking ass. I parodied one of them where I did the ass dance, and then I turned around to show my ass, and just had a big shit stain right on my ass. And yeah, it took off with like Arabic people. Every comment underneath my shit was all. I had to it was like, you know how that whole language is just like J's and then backwards J's.
I posted one of my.
I was translating for 4 days.
At the end of those 4 days, they hated this.
Yeah.
There was a fatwa declared on you.
I posted one on my individual profile where the whole challenge, I guess, or like the popular trend was like girls would go into their doorway and then it'd be like burlesque lights that like show their silhouettes essentially.
I've seen that one.
Yeah. So what I did is I did the same thing. I did the silhouette, but I put a sock in my boxes and had like a huge fucking cock, and it was just a silhouette of my dick being like a foot long. And it got like 8,000 views.
I was 1,000 of them, so don't get too fucking proud.
Dude, I have friends who are on that fucking thing, and they make some of the worst content I've ever seen. It's embarrassing almost. Like little sketches that are just, look, no offense.
I don't care.
I'm sure your shit is great.
No, it's
But,
really
like,
not. It's not that good.
I just told you?
I'm not talking about you, but like friends of mine who are doing like dressing up like video game characters and fucking if fucking Yoda was drinking coffee and he's dressed up like Yoda or something it's like, dude, jump off a bridge. Jump off a fucking bridge next time you want to dress up like Yoda.
And then you saw I got 50,000 views and you're like, wait a second.
Yeah.
I have a Yoda sketch.
And then he drives off in a McLaren.
Yeah.
How's this bridge now?
Yeah.
You're like, where's that goddamn Wario costume I put? I had, honey. Come on. I told you to save it.
Make a TikTok, I will.
Fucking Wario reference. That's great.
It's a changing platform. I believe though that like traditional entertainment will come back. It won't just be the YouTube era. 30-minute sitcoms, hour-long specials, maybe 30-minute specials might be the new thing, but traditional comedy and traditional entertainment forms will make a comeback.
To
an extent.
I think it will.
Hey. Easy.
I think like the Scholes way is the best way to do it. Where it's
Yeah,
like, it's
that's
the
gonna be
same-
a new thing.
There is that, but it's also like he's embracing the new medium, where it's like like no one bought his shit because advertisers wouldn't cling to it, so he released on his own, and that audience clinged to it, and that's the new medium.
I really do. I agree with you because Broadway theater should be dead by now.
Yeah.
It should be dead and fucking buried. But for some reason,
I love Broadway.
People still keep fucking going to it, and it's just like, no. And I started in the theater, and it was just like, I remember thinking to myself, I was like, oh, I've got to be in a movie to fucking get in these plays because nobody is going to see, like, and I'm not talking about musicals, I'm talking about like plays, like God of Carnage that James Gandolfini was in. And it was like, okay, the only reason people are going to see this is because James Gandolfini.
Yeah.
It's like when
Tony
people-
Soprano
We're going to see
is going-
Equus so they can see Harry Potter's dick.
Yeah,
Going to see
exactly.
Dog Star so they can see Keanu Reeves fucking play
And-
bass shitty.
Yeah. I remember fucking seeing Usher in Chicago. And I was like, what the
Yeah, they have
fuck
ushers
is
there.
Usher doing in Chicago? This is crazy.
Usher
The R&B.
I was gonna say
I'm
rapper,
just
but
going
you're
to
right.
fucking ignore you. The fucking R&B.
It's like my
singer.
parents.
What? I don't get it. What about Usher in Chicago?
What the fuck's he doing in Chicago?
The city of Chicago or
No,
the play?
in the-
Oh,
in
I was
the
gonna
musical
say.
Chicago, yeah.
I was gonna say.
Well,
That seems like a scene that he'd be all right in. I didn't know that
what
he
are
was
you
in
doing
Chicago.
in the state?
Illinois of all places. Usher. And he's just smooth dancing across.
Fuck you, Eric Rocha. He does a little bit. You make me want to leave. This fucking, oh God. See?
Yeah, I didn't know that he did that. There's a big crossover of like people who aren't Broadway stars who just walk onto a role.
Because they
And
have
they
a
put
huge audience.
asses in
Yeah.
seats, though.
That's 100%.
That's what I learned, though. And it's just like, for me, I wanted to get good at it before I went that other route.
It's like Instagram stars get fucking.
Is that
spots
why
at
you're
the
doing
store.
stand up? So that you can go back to the theater one day?
So
we can
no,
see you
I
in
know, right?
What's your name, man? Alexander Hamilton. Eric Rocha has Alexander Hamilton.
I'd still go. It's weird because I'd still do like plays because I really did
100%.
love plays, but like there was always kind of a rivalry of musical theater versus like straight plays because we were like, fuck you, like. I used to fuck a lot of the kids in the musical theater, like in that.
I don't
Oh, I'm
doubt
sure
it.
you ran
But
through
it was
that
like,
shit.
oh yeah, it was great. But like we even played Juilliard in softball. Like I remember because it was our guys versus their guys, and we kicked the shit out of them just because we had like we were the kids that Juilliard didn't let in.
What was your school called?
We were still pretty good. We were like 5 blocks from Juilliard.
Oh, okay.
That was the name of the school?
5 blocks, not Juilliard. I always used to tell this joke. It was like I've never I didn't get accepted into Juilliard, but I did get into 3 of their students.
Nice.
And it was like, fuck yeah.
You should bring that one back. That's a good joke.
Yeah. But I met you. We're gonna work backwards. I met you through our. Was he a mutual roommate or was he?
No, he wasn't a roommate
together?
of mine. He was just a friend of mine. One of my.
How did you guys? Yeah, we actually had him on the show one time. Nathan.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. Yeah, Nathan Hostetter. So I grew up, went to high school with a mutual friend of mine and Nathan's named Brandon Wood. They played in 2 or 3 bands together. That's how I met Nathan, and then Nathan became one of my best friends. And then, ironically, you guys ended up being roommates, and then we met through Nathan before we ever met through comedy. I always thought that was funny.
It was because then he was like, "Oh, my friend does stand up too,"
Yeah.
and I was like, "Who's your friend?" And he was like, "Channing." I was like,
Never heard of him.
Channing. He was like, Apodaca. I was like, okay, Apodaca. Your name sometimes is just fun to say. Like I'll even say it in the car.
There's a lot of syllables in it.
Am I saying it right?
Apodaca.
Yes.
Say it when you're yawning. That's what I do.
It sounds like a sneeze.
Apodaca. That's what I do. My girlfriend hates it. She's like, "You're so vain."
How long have you been with her?
5 years?
Wow.
Did we watch the World Series together?
You and her did. She went over to watch the World Series with Nathan. Was it when Kansas was in it?
Yeah.
It had to have been. Yeah.
Because I remember
years
like
ago.
yeah,
Like
it
3
was
years
like
ago.
a really fun experience actually.
Yeah, she said that she had a really fun time hanging out with you.
Oh, thank God. I liked her. I don't get along with most
all right.
women,
That's very true.
but
Why's
I
that?
remember. I don't know. Usually, a lot of women try really hard to either bust balls and I don't like that shit because it annoys me.
Well, that and a lot of I think a lot of women think that Rocha wants to fuck him. They don't know he's
Yeah,
gay.
the initial.
Yeah, so they are very off put by him, and then he says he's a
But
flamer.
his girlfriend was so fucking kind.
Sweetest person I've
It
ever
was
met
like,
in my life.
Oh my God! I even told Nathan, I was like, dude, she is so fucking nice.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and literally, like, kind is the perfect word because it was just like, she was very endearing and it was just very sincere.
That's why I'm having
And I
such a
was
hard
like-
time breaking it off.
It's tough.
No, she's the sweetest person I've ever known in my whole life. It's crazy.
Yeah, dude. And I remember like thinking that. I was like, oh fuck.
Mm-hmm.
But
Little angel.
absolutely. And then she's
Did you guys meet here, or did you meet somewhere else?
We met in L.A. I'm from Lancaster, so
Oh,
that's
that's
L.A.
right.
County. She's from like the same distance away. She's from Baldwin Park,
Okay,
home of the very first In-N-Out. So we're both like L.A. County kids, but we met on Tinder.
gotcha, dude. I'm like, I mean, I'm sure Luke is in the same boat. It's like impossible to meet a decent chick out here. Like, so for me, like, you guys met online.
You have to meet
baffling.
a local to get somebody good. It's got to be like it
Yeah.
sounds weird, but it can't be somebody
Yeah.
who moved here because they have
Well, I'm a
ulterior
local,
motives.
so I'm like, I feel
Where are
like
you from?
Simi Valley, like 30 minutes away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was just at a wedding out there last weekend.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty. They don't really.
I love Simi Valley. It's so fucking scenic.
Yeah,
118 or 101 side.
118.
Okay.
That's like your Ventura Boulevard dividing line of fucking.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
It divides the trash from like the good
What
people.
the fuck is it with you and trash?
Just
Those simpatico.
yeah.
you
kindred
love
spirits.
you love labeling areas
Yeah.
trash.
MI act.
He knows better. He's lived here.
That's true. Yeah.
No,
We're talking about?
well,
Yeah,
You were
think
talking about meeting a chick.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to get a local because
I meant
you
only
can't have.
transplants.
Yeah, you got to have somebody who
I thought
doesn't
you were
who
saying
isn't
about
here
only
for a
trans.
reason.
The only thing close that I've like dated is like someone from New York, because they're like a very like quick, fast. They don't really give a fuck.
Yeah.
They're like the only other people.
Yeah, if you get a good working class Jersey or New York girl, you're fucking cool.
Yeah, I dated an Italian chick from New York, and
Yeah.
she was cool until whatever. She fucking went full. We had some differences, so I'll leave it at that.
She like big dick.
Fuck, you beat me to it. Damn it.
What was yours?
Well, I didn't want to
I
say
don't know.
it. I didn't want to say it.
I was heading
Her
somewhere.
Tinder
down.
profile, turn-ons, big dick, talent, dang.
No lisp. Sorry.
No lisp.
Sorry. Listen, I got plenty of problems. Don't worry.
Oh,
It just says lisp, swipe left.
no. So then because even after like I had lived with Nathan, I hadn't really seen you around
Yeah.
a lot because I was always in the valley. But
You were doing a lot of valley shit, and I was never going to Fourth Wall NoHo. If I was doing a Fourth Wall, it was always Koreatown. And then I would just do, like, I'd be at the store a lot, go to the Improv. I don't even, remember what mics back then I would do, but a lot of Hollywood shit. I would go out of the valley, because I live in the valley. I've always been in the valley, but I would never do mics here.
Where you at?
I'm in NoHo.
address.
Oh, okay.
5138
kidding.
Denny Ave.
Social?
63. No.
Perfect.
I'm NoHo Arts District,
Yeah.
we'll call it.
Gotcha.
But like in one of the Pisa little offshoots.
You
Town?
were easily one of the hardest comics to read. Like,
Why is that? You said
I
last
don't-
night
I
you were
don't
like,
know
I
what
can't
the
tell
fuck
if you
it is.
even like me, Channing.
oh yeah, I've always thought that. I'm like,
You got a poker face.
Good.
You just, no matter what you say, everything is like same expression.
Good.
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah, it's good. It's a good trait to have.
I feel the same way about you. Like, I didn't even know if tonight was an actual, like, genuine offer. Like, hey, come do my podcast, or if you just felt bad for shitting on me during my set at Cole's house.
No,
Because I ate a fat one. I ate a fat one at Cole's. And Eric's back there doing his...
no,
the funny went right through the window.
Not at all. Not at all. I walked in and I had beer and I stopped to watch your set, and then you threw a fat joke at my direction, and I was like, I just walked into this motherfucker. And I was like, what the fuck?
I was
But-
struggling with a new joke that was not going well.
Okay, so
And I needed
let's
to
tell
shift
that
gears.
part before the, here's Eric Rocha
What?
that's going to do his ha. And because I even looked at somebody, I was like, the fuck did I...
I looked out there. I'm in the middle of a fat joke, and then I look out and I just see shoulders, New York hat, silhouette. And I was like, well, this isn't going well. Let me try and change gears real quick.
And I was like, the fuck did I do to this guy? And I looked over, like, and even Cole was like on his phone. I don't know. And I was like, God
I don't know,
damn it.
Eric.
I don't know. You know, I think it's your eyes. You can hold a gaze longer, but I don't know if it's
Oh, yeah.
particularly a good gaze or a bad gaze.
Eric can hold the gaze.
There were a
longer.
lot of bad gays, and I'm looking at one of them right now. But
It doesn't flinch. It's all the same expression. the
See,
entire
like
time.
that right there,
Yeah.
just that.
Yeah,
yeah, I won't break eye contact. Like if somebody is like in an awkward stare with
that's
me,
what it is.
I'll just.
You do way more eye contact than most people. That's what it is. Yeah,
It's the Scientology in me.
yeah.
No. Have you ever met a Scientologist? They are that
psychos,
must be,
yeah.
dude. That must be level 1 or whatever. Like your first $50,000 is spent directly on eye contact because those motherfuckers will not break, dude.
Shit.
It's awkward.
Did you ever do that? Did you ever see that mic they used to do there in that massive fucking arena? They used to have like an open mic in this huge auditorium. It was
Really?
insane, yeah.
For comedy?
For comedy, yeah. Like anyone could
Didn't
show
they
up.
have
'cause
an open mic?
Jesus
They
Christ!
did it a couple years
Could
ago.
there be a more vulnerable group to open micers
It
that
looked
are allowing
awesome.
people in there?
I didn't give a shit. And then a bunch of people went there.
Genius on their part. I mean, really.
Yeah, and the people that went
Their
there were like,
whole
dude, they were all, it was
organization is
awesome. They're like,
genius.
they didn't fuck with us. Like it was this big fucking giant room with a wireless mic and shit. It was rad. I was like, I'd fucking go.
Was Jamie in the back eating peanuts?
Yes.
You can get a free tour of the Blue Building on Sunset. Yeah.
Oh,
and
God.
dude, no ID required. You can put any fake name, any fake address you want, and just go get a free tour.
I might do that.
I
That
signed
seems
up under the
fucking
name Kyle.
sick.
God
Yeah.
damn.
You want to go?
Wait, did you go in?
I didn't do it. I signed up, me and my buddy, and then I did it under Nick and Kyle, just 2 aliases.
We should all do
and
it.
then we just didn't
Let's
do it.
do it.
I have no interest in that. I don't know.
I'm so obsessed with them. When I go down Sunset or Beechwood, whatever, like the one lower is, because they're all walking around. There's housing for all those fucking weirdos all around there. I slow down, dude. I idle through that neighborhood, and I just stare at every single one of them.
Jesus. I used to be that quizzitive about it. I was like, hey, so they'd be ready to hand shit out, and I'd grab it and I'd be, oh, well, that's interesting. And they're like, do you really have interest in it? And I was like, I do, but I've got somewhere to go. It was when I was on my way to the Irishman. I was like, I've got somewhere to go.
Like,
But
interesting. On this card stock is really nice.
I'll
I have to
come
go
back.
watch 4 hours of trash.
I'll come back. And I was like, and then he told me, he's like, well, why don't you just tell us no then? And I go,
Hey, fuck you, man.
what? And he's like, well, no, it's okay if you don't. I'm just curious. Like, why won't you just tell me no?
Man,
And
that
it
actually
like
cuts.
fucking, I was like, I just gotta go see a movie. And he's like, oh, okay, so then we will see you after though. And I was like,
See, you want to go
Yeah.
visit? You want to go to their home base?
yeah, okay. But I mean, it was that fucking intense where I was like,
See, there's something to what that base level of what they're selling. That
exactly.
honesty.
And it was, and that's what it was like a fucking wolf and
And
what I wanted to be
This
gay
fucking little
clothing.
cardigan.
'Cause,
That
yeah,
little
he was
cardigan wearing fucking alien put you
Exactly.
in your place.
He most certainly did, and I was like, I gotta go. I'm watching Scorsese.
Engrams are just exiting Eric's body left and right.
But whatever the alien
The
in me just
Thetans,
felt
yeah.
like I needed.
he pulled out a crucifix, and the guy was like, fucking smoke started coming off him. Get away! Remember when they had that fake Christmas?
Fear the fag.
They used to have a fake like Christmas thing. You can go in this little Christmas village, and there was supposed to be like a Santa, but there was like it was like Tom Cruise or something. And he's like, he just sat on his lap. Or
It was
something.
just David Miscavige adjusting
yeah.
his necktie.
Yeah, it was really creepy. Everyone was like, "Don't," it's because kids would be like, "Oh, Christmas," and like, "No, keep going, Chad, move it."
This scavenge going, ha ha ha.
Yeah,
The war is over.
yeah. That guy's a fucking maniac. That was a great documentary. The whole
Maybe
HBO.
that's-
Going clear.
Yeah,
Yeah, I check in with that one like every 4 months.
yeah, I love. Anytime Leah Remini's on something, I'm like, oh, here we go. She's like one of my favorite podcast guests because she just has story after story about those fucking people.
They're just too.
Great.
I don't know. Like that really fucking threw me. Where I was like, man, I should not have fucked with this guy because he was totally ready for my bullshit.
Yeah,
And then I was like, yeah, just don't. And then like I was sitting there in that movie, and I was like, why did I fuck with that guy?
It ruined the
And
Irish.
it really. I was like, I feel like a fucking asshole because it's just like I went barking up their tree and they fucking taught me a lesson, and I was like, yeah, why don't you just tell us no?
That's exactly what they want.
And I was like, maybe there's something to that.
There are no drama. There are no drama church.
Yeah, it was intense.
it was like a
dude.
post hypnotic suggestion they gave you.
In the beginning, and then it's all drama.
Yeah, and then from there it's like, hey, we just gather your drama and then just fucking
Yeah.
blackmail
Here,
you with
go
it.
ahead and grab
Yeah.
this. We're gonna suck some drama out of you.
And
Yeah.
it's just like, but I don't know tell us some truths that you wouldn't tell anybody else. Oh, okay. Pretty much everybody knows my shit though.
I mean, you got to respect that. That's how they get your trust so early. They're just like so blatantly honest up top, and then you will just tell them anything you
Well,
want.
I don't even know if it's trust because I still didn't trust them. It was just like,
Nah, they're full
oh,
of shit.
okay, you have absolutely nothing on the line. Yeah, I do. Like you're asking for my complete belief. And you know what I mean? Like that's how I felt was it's just like, oh, okay. Like I was afraid to walk by that building again. I walked across the street and then
Which one was it? Celebrity Center or the
It was the one nearest the Egyptian. It wasn't the big one. It was that one like
Egyptian? Where's that?
where's
It's
the
like
Egyptian?
it's Hollywood and Highland, basically, pretty much.
Do you know what I mean? Though it was like
Yeah.
in that area.
It's like Las Palmas.
There's a bookstore right there.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
because it was on the same side of the street, and it was close because I was walking to the theater. But it was just like, son of a bitch, and dude, it did fuck with me. Where I was like, and it wasn't like I want to join their church. It was one of those things where it's just like, well, okay, like. You ever got your ass kicked in football or like a sport and you're like, man,
Just got humbled.
some people are just better.
Yeah.
I was sitting in that theater like I should like fucking Bobcat Goldthwait and Scrooge. I should just walked in there and then people like are looking at me and I'm like,
I had a moment like that, almost like that, and less humbling, but I just felt bad about it with a Mormon guy. I was actually similar. I was outside AMC 16 in Burbank, and there was Mormons handing out little pamphlets. And this was back when Vine was around. Remember Vine?
yep.
And I was making a Vine where I walked up to the guy and I was trying to be all slick, like I had my phone kind of tilted like I wasn't on it, but I'm videoing him handing me the pamphlet, and then I stopped. And then as soon as I stopped, he goes, "Am I going to be on the internet?" And I went,
Oh my god.
and I went, what? No. And then the rest of the Vine was me just throwing the pamphlet in. So, totally not worth it. But the guy 100% called my bullshit out. He sees it every fucking day. And then this was, how long ago was Vine? 8 years ago? I still remember that moment because he made me feel like an asshole.
Yeah.
Rightfully so.
There was a guy at Gold's yesterday, and he was.
His was yesterday.
Mine was yesterday. Swear to God, it wasn't as bad as your guys's, but it was up there. He was like 6'4".
He's just selling gym memberships.
There was this black dude. He was this guy was like perfect physical fitness. He was huge, and he's got like a white sweatpants and like a wife beater, and he's standing in the middle of the gym doing these like karate moves. Everyone's like, oh God, just like one of these like people. And then at one point I was in the back corner working out, and he was like having a conversation with the fucking weight bench. Like obviously, like yelling at the weights.
What was that guy's David Goggins?
Yeah, he was fucking crazy, but he was just like, I couldn't hear what he was saying. But it was like weird, like Jimmy Snuka talk. He was like, "You think I can't lift you? I can lift you to the fucking weight bench." And I was like, oh, and I'm trying to get a picture of him and send it, and he just goes. I was like.
So he just darted eye contact at you?
Yeah, I swear, like he like used he just felt my camera phone. He just like looked over. And I was like,
wait. You tried filming him with your phone?
I was trying to take a video or get a picture with him. And then I swear, as soon as he just looked over at me, I was like,
He's like a cat. God. You ever try and get a picture of a cat? As soon as you want to take it, the cat's like,
yeah. But this guy was crazy, and he was fucking huge. He was a big dude. He was like 6'4".
So what was the verdict on him?
How long did he look at you?
Just real quick, he just like looked over, and then I was like, "I'm not taking any video of you." Crazy. He could have bent the thing into a pretzel and thrown it at me.
What was the verdict? Was he crazy or
he was batshit crazy. And then I looked over, and then he was just gone. He just like fucking Batman smoke pellet and was just disappeared. I was like, wow, that dude's a problem. Like, I hope he doesn't get hyphy because he could fuck somebody up. He was huge.
Damn. Yeah. What about you? Way to have one ready.
I'm trying to think.
He's tired. Look at him. He's done some yawning. His eyes are all red.
I've done some yawning. I don't think I've had any like awkward. I haven't had any like awkward selfie moments. Like, I don't usually try to record people.
You should hang out in the men's room more because Eric likes that kind of stuff.
I had a hookup last night, and I was like doing my thing, and the guy stopped me. He goes, would you do me a favor and would you close the closet door? And I go, and I looked over, and the closet door was open, just like maybe a half a foot.
It set the feng shui off, or what?
Well, no. And I go, hey, I have no intent to film you. I go, I'm pretty sure that's illegal. Oh. And I go, but hang on a second. And I literally jumped off the bed. I went over to the closet, and I opened it up, and I go, I was just closing this. I go, this is usually open. I go, I was just closing it, and I opened it. I go, because I have a shit ton of laundry that I have to do. And I had like a pile of laundry. And then I was like, and then on the other side, and I opened it up, I was like, this is where I keep my vinyl. And he's like, oh, you like vinyl? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, okay, thank you for doing that. That did actually make me feel a lot better.
Oh, my God.
And I was like, yeah, absolutely. I was like, it's all about consent. And I felt like a fucking idiot saying that. And I was like, but I realized like, oh, yeah, that will be my rep. Like, I don't give a fuck, dude. I don't care what anybody says. I will be that fucking cheesy.
You gotta know.
And be like, hey, I want you to feel comfortable. And as long as I got your consent, I will do unspeakable things to you. Yeah, but you've got to.
I've totally got your consent. I promise.
But yeah, so
Can you just say that into the closet?
Here, let me. Will you sign this with this pen? Let me wipe off your hand really quick. But it was just so weird that he was so like, can you? Because we had been fucking around for a little bit, and I was like.
So he's over there probably he's getting his dick sucked or whatever you guys were doing, and he just kept side-eyeing that closet. Probably was on his mind. Was he soft for a little longer than normal?
Well, it was opposite, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, like because it was him doing stuff that he was curious if he was going to be filmed, and it was like, oh no, you don't have here. Hang on.
Watch too many David Lynch movies.
Yeah, let me get this out of there. Okay, now here, let me walk over there. It was like, okay. But it was so odd that he had kind of had that reaction. It made me feel weird for like half a second, but then once I told him like, oh fuck, like, and I looked and I felt so comfortable when I was like, no, look, there's no camera. And I felt like, have you ever been interviewed for a job that you really were qualified for? And you're like, hey, I really should be able to do this.
Yeah.
That's how I felt in
got
that
a little,
moment.
You got a little excited for
I
not
did.
being a perv.
Yeah, I was like, no, I'm like a very, very live and let live fag. Like, look at this. There's nothing in here. It's just, I'm a pig, not a creep.
Yeah. That's great.
But
That's the
it
name of
was-
your autobiography.
I'm a pig, not a creep. The Eric Rocha story.
I don't know, but I'll close by saying this. I do think you're funny. I don't know if I piss you off sometimes because I do laugh.
Not at all.
I never get that feeling. I was like, not that I don't piss you off. I was like, I hope he knows I'm kidding.
Oh no, dude, I can bust balls.
You're the
Just
only
fine.
other person that has really ever tried to call me out on it.
On what?
And it makes me laugh. Like when I laugh at something, he's like, okay. And then Eric Roach is going to just do his ha, 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 ha. And I was like, what?
I never have comebacks for you. When you start busting balls, that's probably why I just give you the death glare.
Fucking,
It's actually
you
not a
let
bad
me,
comeback, though.
You let me have it on stage one time. I can't remember when it was, but I really didn't have anything to say.
Was it when you were hosting at Cole's?
I don't even remember. It might have been, but I remember I insulted somebody else, and then I, like any good bully,
I put my fingerless gloves back on.
I went for the weaker gazelle, and I even said that. I go, you see what the thing of it is? I go, what every good bully has to learn is if you fucking meet somebody like, oh shit, they got a lot of fight in them, I'll just find somebody weaker. And there's always somebody weaker.
There's always a white belt around.
Exactly. But I did respect that about you because I don't even remember what it was, but. And maybe that's why I was in my head about it. Like, did I piss this guy off? Because I know there's some people that fucking hate me, and I'm like, okay.
Some might be sitting close to you.
No, I love you. I love you to
Oh,
death.
thank God.
Yeah.
I don't see. Deep down, I'm a needy prick.
We all are. That's why we do
We
this.
know.
On some level.
Are you needy?
Yeah.
No, well, I'm needy for me because I like the accomplishment of making people laugh, and I need to do that. Some part of me needs to do that all the time.
I had a conversation with a certain somebody about you specifically today.
Oh yeah.
And I said, I go, this was my...
it the Scientology guy?
Tell me, tell me if I'm right or I'm wrong about this. I had said, the closer you get to Luke, it's almost like the further away he'll keep you.
It keeps you at bay. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's always at least an arm's length.
It is, like,
Yeah,
because
I got long arms. That's why I can't bench for shit.
Because you hate emoting. You really hate, like, any form of, like
male
sincerity.
intimacy.
Yeah. You just cannot. You're like, oh, like, I've hugged you over something that, like, was really good. Like, that really happened. And then you're like, all right, Jesus.
I'm German. You know how we are. We're not the most compassionate people.
And then what does align mean?
Alone.
Alone. Yeah.
Isn't that great?
Woo! Yeah, I feel like anytime you try to like be serious with Luke, it'll be like, yeah.
Oh,
and then
yeah,
just
dude,
like a
so-
fucking joke.
I can't handle it.
Yeah.
Only when I'm watching movies by myself is the only time I have any semblance of emotion.
Well, yeah,
I'll
like
just cry at
you've-
every movie.
You've like, oh God, I remember. Oh, I was bawling like, and I was like, when the fuck did you cry at a movie?
Oh yeah, all the time.
What movie was it?
A lot of them. Creed 2 levels me. I cannot handle fucking Creed 2. You ever see it?
I haven't seen. I've seen Creed 1.
Oh yeah, dude. 2 is Rocky 4 Part 2. It's not Creed 2. So if you liked Rocky 4 with Drago, it's a
It actually
continuation of
is,
that
yeah.
movie.
I haven't seen.
That's what was
Rocky
so cool
4
about it.
since I was a little kid.
Watch Rocky 4 and then watch this. I'm telling you, because it was just the
Really?
nostalgia. Yeah, there's a lot of like
Who
father
did
son
those
shit.
Creed movies? Who directed those?
I can't remember. I don't know. A black dude. What's
Black
his name?
dude.
Craig. He's good. He's a good director. I can't remember. But dude, Creed 2 is fucking great. But father son shit really gets
Craig
me for
Anderson?
some reason. Something like that.
No.
Was your dad a hugger?
I don't know. He left when I was like 4. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I mean, he wouldn't not hug us, but no, he wasn't like an overly affectionate guy. His dad was a bastard, or just not emotional, like affectionate at all. Like they couldn't hug him or anything.
You have the emotional fortitude of like a Luke Kuklinski.
I think
Yeah.
I think Stallone directed Rocky 4.
Stallone himself.
No,
directed?
we're talking about Creed.
He directed Rocky 1, right?
No, he directed Rocky 2.
He directed Rocky 4.
Who directed
for
Rocky
sure.
1? Because that was
Wasn't the guy that did Karate Kid? I
He
think.
wrote it.
Yeah, Stallone wrote it, but
John John G.
directed-
Avildsen. That's what it was. And
Or
then
was it?
John
He
G.
didn't
Avildsen.
direct one.
Yes. For 1, yeah, he did.
Stallone or
Stallone
John G.
didn't direct
John
part
G.
one.
Yeah.
Stallone directed
Avildsen's a great
4.
director.
Yeah, 4.
Yeah.
But anyways, Channing, I do think you're funny. I don't know if you like me, but I don't care.
I don't know. I'm on the fence.
There it is.
We've achieved nothing this episode. He was hoping it's going to be like the big gate open and then
Real, I wasn't hoping for a Mark Maron. Like, are we good?
yeah.
Are we good? Because I don't know. I fucked up your name. Are we good?
Is that what happened with him and Barack Obama?
We good? B. POTUS.
Half black.
Half black.
I don't know no better, so let's blame the weather. 'Cause I got no care when I hit my groove. 'Cause I got no care when I hit my groove. Well, my music's rolling, I'm on to that kick and swing, and I put Zeppelin on when I feel the blues. I put Zeppelin on when I feel the blues. Say you might lose your mind if you don't find the time to lose your fucking mind and just have a good time. Oh, even have a real good time. Word is out of downtown. Max warehouse is going down by the railroad tracks. Mind the broken glass by the railroad tracks.